Okay, folks, this should be the last demo of the day. Let's see if we can make it look good. Okay, let's see what we have here. We have here what's known as a Harp On Baz. Or it's called Harper's Bazaar, but I call it Harp On Baz. It's like, Harp On Baz? What's so good about Harper's Bazaar? And this is a Louis Vuitton piece. You know, rich people's crap. All this fucking culture and bullshit and bollocks that they like to sprout. But, you know, this is a luxe production, so you got to expect a lot of fucking luxe shit that they like to sprout in there. Oh, it's shower night tonight, and I'm going to wash my hair like once every fortnight, and I shower once a week because I can't afford the rising costs of living, like electricity. So I have to cut my expenditure down as much as I can, and that's one of the best and efficient ways of doing it, is to cut as the hot water usage. Looks a bit crooked, but I do think, yeah, it looks really quite nice. For this piece of shit, I'm going to probably hold it with my hand to make sure it's straight. Just hold that magazine down. Yeah, but Louis Vuitton is really luxe. I'm not a luxe person, folks. I'm just a disabled dog's body. I shouldn't put myself down, but this is the kind of shit that I encountered when I was very young, at an early age, being treated like I was a piece of shit, being teased and bullied beyond fucking what a person can handle. So trying my best to rebuild my life from these bitches and the people from school and the people from church who didn't like me and didn't want me to be happy. They didn't want me to have fun, the bitches, so I'm going to have fun at their expense, and I'm going to grind them into the dirt, because they did that to me, and I'm not going to stand for it, folks. I'm going to leave it on there. This looks pretty boring colour-wise. Put her head down there. Stupid cockatoo. Just caught it in the act, didn't I? Probably wanted a piece of I wanted to bloody get fed. Well, it's not getting fed, it's just going to be fucking yelled at. Scare the shit out of it. Sorry, folks. I was talking about them at least twice or three times today. That these bitches, I hate them. They come to the windowsill because they want to get fed. Well, they're not getting a feed off me. Yes, some people have been feeding the bitches. That's why it's happened. And I don't feed them. So I don't want them encouraging them to perch on my window and then chew bloody holes in my windows, in my fly screen. And this bug sprayer, the battery's not working. I'm going to have to get some new batteries for it. I'm not looking forward to summer having a unit full of bugs because the stupid cockies had chewed holes in the fly screens. this really lowly life. I'm not enjoying it, folks. I don't enjoy living like a low life. Just because I'm disabled, just because the bitches at school and at church and fellowship treated me like I was a piece of crap, like I didn't deserve to be loved and deserve to be respected, and that I had the opportunity to marry someone his name's Luigi, and it never happened because the bitches from school and church brainwashed me into thinking I was not good enough to have a relationship that was worth anything. So I was brainwashed by these bitches, and they're going to get it. Those bitches are going to get it. I'm not going to let them get away with my blood on their hands. Fuckwits. How dare they treat me like the way they did, and made me feel really bad about myself. My self-esteem has fallen through the floor because of them. And I live alone. I work, I do things alone. I do have carers that come around and look after me and help cook my meals and tidy up my unit, because I have problems organising things and holding things together on my own. I can't. So I've got the NDIS helping me. So they're really good, but I want to be with someone I love. I want to be with someone who's a friend that I can depend upon always and have a relationship with. I don't want to be summed up by my disabilities and the past, the way the bitches have made me feel so bad about myself. I don't want to be defined by that, folks. I want the bitches to pay the price. The bitches are not going to get away with it. They're not going to get away with my blood on their hands. If I could just get on the 6 o'clock news and get my stuff to go to air on Channel 9, I should be able to put the past behind me. But I can't do it now. It's impossible. I'm too angry and I've lost so much in my life. I've become a loser, and being a loser is really difficult, especially when the bitches have won the match. You know, I've basically kicked a goal in my own goalpost. I let them in. I let them have influence over me, and now I have to fucking buck the trend. I have to fucking kick the shit out of the bitches, show them they're not fucking worth anything, and that they are the ones that deserve to be ground into the dirt like this, not me. There were actually times, folks, when I wished I was never even born, folks. I was so angry at myself and angry at my life that I wished I wasn't even born, because I just couldn't live. This looks interesting. I couldn't live with what had happened, and I thought I was at, I don't know how to say, folks, really. I thought I was in the wrong. I thought I was living my life incorrectly. Like I was doing the wrong thing and I was not living up to my standards. And these bitches just didn't care, and those people that I trusted at church, they're no longer in my life anymore. They've left me. They've left me in the fucking lurch. They left me in the lurch almost 18 years ago. Or just over 18 years ago. It's been a long time since I last hung out with them. And I don't hang with anyone anymore, folks, except the carers. I don't have any friends. I don't have a support network of friends. What you see is what you get. I'm just on my own, and I do everything except get help with the housework and the living skills associated with my disability. So I have to live with what I've got, and I have to every day's a battle to try and raise my mood, to try and be happy, to try and have something to be grateful for, even though I'm not in the limelight, even though I'm not recognised as an artist, that I've been given the bum steer by people that I need help to help me and to get me into the place I want to be. I want to be with my friend Luigi, and it really is proving to be rather difficult trying to get the 6 o'clock news, the Channel 9 to play my material on the 6 o'clock news, so I can put the past behind me and I can give these bitches a punishment for what they did. They're going to see that I'm famous, and that if I can become famous, that could be a way of rubbing their noses in their own shit, like a disobedient mutt, like a dog, because they're dogs, folks. They're fucking dogs. Those dogs don't deserve to even be fed. These dogs have beat me. Now that looks really quite nice. I'm going to move it across. I don't like the colour in that. I think we'll get rid of that. I don't like the colour in that at all. I do think the negative image is better. But I'm just really exasperated with what these bitches have done and the trail of damage they've left in my life. And they don't want to be any accountable. They're not even wanting to be accountable. That's the problem. They don't want to see that they're the ones that fucked me up, that made me make the wrong decisions when I was young, or partly to blame. And I just can't win. It's unwinnable on my own. It is. It's unwinnable on my own to deal with this shit. But I have to somehow do it. I have to somehow break the rules and kick the barriers through. And I need Channel 9 to do that. I can't do it on my own. I can't just rely on social media. Social media alone is feeble. It doesn't have the amount of power that the mass media has. So that's kind of looking quite nice. A little bit dark though. I don't like it. Looks a bit dirty, those colours. Don't know what to do with it, folks. But yeah, I really need to get in touch with Luigi, and I need to find where he is, because he's the only one that I actually love and trust. I don't trust anyone else. I don't have any affiliation with anyone else. I need to get in touch, otherwise I'll die of loneliness. I'll die of 15 cigarettes a day. And this shit's worse than obesity. And it's highly destructive. Now that's come up looking shit. Now why have I darkened it? I thought I lightened it. I was meant to darken it. No, I was meant to lighten it. That looks nice and iridescent, but that's all rough and the toner is rubbing off there. It's too dark. I must have done something wrong here. I think I know what I did wrong. I'm just going to go. I know what I've done wrong. I forgot to take off the brightness. It's too dark. And this is meant to go light. But basically I really wish I could just kick the barriers through and set myself free. But I can't set myself free on my own. And these cockatoos are just a reminder of my life being a piece of shit. So that's kind of looking quite interesting. It looks a bit too, I don't know if I like that colour. But I have to kick the barriers through somehow, folks. Somehow I've got to get the necessary assistance from Channel 9. Otherwise I'll never get out of this shithole. And I'll end up with living with bugs, including mosquitoes, and I can't tolerate that. Sometimes I feel like I'm a luxe person in a poverty shell. Like I'm just totally trapped. Like I'm supposed, I'm the person that likes good things, and yet I can't have them because I fucked up. I fucked up, folks, and I just can't get out of this fuck up. I don't know why it's so green. It looks so yucky. Yucky green colour. I'm going to try and make this look better. Going to make it just a bit cooler. It's on the green end of the spectrum. Yeah, looking interesting. A little bit more bluey, looks nicer. And that's become more purple. And that's become more red. It's become a more reddish colour. It looks nice actually. It looks better than this. This looks shit house. I don't like that magenta colour. I like that. I don't like that. I like that red colour better in this case. Yeah, I think we can be quite happy with that settings, those settings. Yeah, the cost of living is going up, and as I said earlier, I think I said it earlier, my memory's no good. I can't work in a normal job with the kind of memory problems I have, and I found that being lonely has increased my cognitive decline. It's made me more prone to memory problems, because loneliness can actually destroy your brain. It's a destroyer of brain cells, folks, and my brain is fading on me. I've been lonely now for nearly 19, or was it 19 or 18 years, since late 2004 to 2005 was when my so-called friends decided they didn't want to know me anymore, and they just let me go quietly. And basically, yeah, they left me in the lurch. I was even living in a place where there was a lot of crime. It was in a nice suburb in Manly, but the place was horrible. It was filled with drugs and alcohol and violence. Oh, it was horrible. It was a ghetto. And they left me to die in that place, and I was afraid of dying. So those bitches really have a lot of blood on their hands. They got a lot to answer for, folks. A lot to answer. Anyway, let's just see how this piece comes together. Yeah, okay, well, that's come up looking quite interesting. I think we can now call this demo quits.